What sort of homes, what sort of houses do people build? We look around our area, this beautiful area of Cronulla and our surrounds here. People build many beautiful homes. We see them around the area. Some of you probably live in some of them. Our world, right throughout history, we have built homes, we have built structures, we've built buildings. It's interestingly though, in the first reading, we have this tension between whether we're building something with hands, something physical, or are we actually building a house in another way? And David had this tension. Where is the house of God? Is it a physical place, or is it found amongst people? David had built a tent for the Ark of the Covenant, but it wasn't really a permanent structure. He built these great palaces for himself to live in. But God is not about physical buildings. The gospel today talks about a number of different houses. The house of David and the house of Jacob. And that the angel comes into the house where Mary was. Both physical homes, but also families. What sort of house do we make? What sort of homes have we started and formed? Homes are not just physical places. Homes, more importantly, are the family that we've created. And that's not necessarily the external things. God comes amongst us not to create an earthly house, an earthly dwelling place, but to create a new family, the house of Jesus. And we are part of that family of Jesus. The gospel today talks about and names a number of different people. We're given the name of Mary, the name of Joseph, of the house of David. We're told that Jesus has a specific name. As we prepare for Christmas, often we prepare by putting things up in the house, by putting decorations up, by setting the table in the home so we're ready for Christmas dinner, and getting all sorts of items ready in the house. But the house that we're meant to be really preparing is not all this physical stuff. It's our family. How can we prepare as a family to be part of the family of God, of the house of God? Sometimes we refer to royal families as having come from a specific house. Queen Elizabeth at the moment, I think, is the House of Windsor. We talk about this. We're part of the house of God, the house of Jesus. We have royal dignity through baptism. We have prophetic dignity and we have priestly dignity. How do we prepare our home for Christmas? On the final days before Christmas, on this fourth Sunday, we're reminded that it's not just about the externals, physical building. How do we prepare our home, our family? And part of that is reaching out to those perhaps who are forgotten in the family or who feel isolated or left out of the family. Part of that is being able to stretch out, whether it's a virtual hand or a literal hand, of forgiveness, of sorrow, to bring about reconciliation. How will we prepare our home, our house, for Christmas? Mary was open to the experience of God, and the angel came and brought incredible news which changed Mary's life. It wasn't easy news for Mary. But Mary, at the very end of our gospel, says, I am the handmaid of the Lord. I'm the servant of the Lord. Let us, in these final days, listen to Jesus about how we can make our home not just a physical place for God, but a spiritual place, a family. How we can welcome more people into this family of God, into this house of God. Sometimes we talk about this building, the church building, being a house of God. But the house of God is not just So let's prepare both the physical place, but let's especially prepare our families to be reminded that we are not just part of our own individual families, but we're part of the house.